Hello, 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 brothers and sisters. Come on in. This is the Hiking Druid channel. We talk about the truth. We talk about freedom. I want to talk to you about the freedom of speech today. 17 ways we win while minding our P's and Q's. So come on in. The water is great. It's the water of truth, and the truth is setting us free. I thank you for stopping by, and thanks. I've done hundreds of videos. I've done many about freedom and the Constitution, and also herbs, healing, hiking. I'm not really a druid, just in case. It's just a funny old nickname because I do understand that we're all priests of our own families, and I do love the wilderness. I do a lot of wild harvesting out there, and it's sort of a play on being a servant of God and someone who spends a lot of time in the woods. I also have druids, Celts in my heritage. My ancestors, let's put it that way. And you should honor your ancestors. Don't worship them, just honor them. Only worship Papa. Okay, so before we get rolling on this freedom of speech discussion, and I appreciate you coming by, and thanks for watching this. Check out the link right below, and you can get yourself a free guide that will help you and your family to stay strong. It teaches about some herbs that you can harvest yourself or grow very easily in your backyard, on a windowsill, that sort of thing. And you can get my free newsletter, and so we can stay in touch, because it's really important right now, A, to keep your immune system strong, which is what a lot of these natural herbs can do, and B, keep in touch with like-minded individuals, which I believe I'm going to touch on a little bit later. Now, right below that first link is a second link, and if you would check that out, if you have time, I'd really appreciate it. It's a fundraiser I started with this great group, a fundraising platform called Give, Send, Go, and they are Christian-based or faith-based platform, but my bio, so to speak, is on there. So go check that out if you would, and see. We're trying to get going on this permaculture learning center idea, so we can help more people learn about how you can observe natural rhythms, the God flow out in the woods, and also learn how to get your hands in the soil and how all these plants interact with one another, and how you can end up growing your own food in very small spaces. This is a huge, important farming technique and overall experience that's going to be very useful for generations and generations. And it will also be teaching other people how to start these learning centers in their own areas. So go and check that out. It's worth. I think it's really a worthy cause, and we really need all the help we can get to get this off the ground. So thank you very much. Check that out. Also, give a thumbs up and or a like and subscribe, and that way it helps for more people to see this information that we're trying to share with folks. And so you wonder what you can do to help? There's a couple easy things. It takes a second just to help. And it's amazing how many people watch these videos and forget to like. So I'll try to remember to remind you at the end too. but it's important to do it at the beginning because folks don't always watch the whole thing. Believe it or not, I know, it's shocking. No, I know because we get running around and we have lots of stuff to do, right? So it's very understandable. Okay, let's talk about the freedom of speech and the 17 ways we win while minding our P's and Q's. I've spoken about the P's and Q's on some other videos and where that came from, the history of it. Very interesting, but I'm not going to talk about that. You'll have to go find that video. It's work time. It's action time. It's taking, we are the white hats we've been waiting for. Okay? We are the good we claim we wish to see upon our world. So let's get going. Come on. We have one step at a time, one step at a time. Try to think of something you can do. Here's more than 17. You know, I start with an idea and then I probably have a couple extra ones I throw in. So not being tricked by the little liar. We have the right to say the truth. We have the right to speak his truth. We have the right to converse freely with one another. They are breaking the Constitution every time they tell you you can't say what you hold to be dear and true. So we need to stand up and stand up against that. We need to develop that discernment, folks. You need to keep practicing knowing what is the difference between right and wrong, good and evil, lies and truth. Sharing the truth with others, sometimes a little at a time. Careful. Plant a seed. Plant a seed. Come on, Johnny Truth Seeds. Come on, let's go do it. But don't dump a whole sack of seeds or a dump truck load of seeds on one person. Spread those seeds around. Make it clear that you will, we're here for them, right? We're here for them. And when you go check out this, you had a question about that. That's great. Now here's where you can check out some information about that. Tell them about some people you've been watching. Hiking Druid, and no, whoever it is, and have fun too. You know, you have to have some fun. But share the truth with others, a little at a time, a little at a time. Being loving, you attract a lot more people with kindness than with sarcasm and teasing and name calling and swearing. Just think about some of the stuff you're putting in your head and what's coming out. Weigh your words. Weigh them. Weigh them. Are you lifting up or tearing down? It does make a difference. All right, folks? Be loving. Be patient. We've all had some challenges, right? With certain people that are relentless. You don't need them in your life. You just need to tell them the truth and then say, come back and talk to me, but I can't have you making fun of me every time I talk. So I am here for you. I love you. I know the truth. I know God. Come back and talk to me when you want to know the truth. I really am here for you, but I'm trying to help so many people. Something like that. But be patient. Don't be cruel. Be resolute. Don't be closed-minded, but know the truth, okay? In other words, we've been lied to so much. We thought we knew the truth, right? But we find, as we've developed that discernment, okay? And these aren't in order, but they are a little bit as what's important. But they're all important, and they interreact. They interrelate to one another. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, you want to be able to be open-minded enough to talk to people who have different ideas and opinions than what you have in particular. So yes, you found this information out. No, they don't see it. maybe they want to know, but you got to just be patient with them and help them a little at a time. I keep going over this, but see, they all connect. And it connects with the freedom of speech, because you need to know through your discernment that you're speaking the truth. And you also need to know when you don't know the truth. Don't make stuff up. It's much better to say, wow, that's a great question. I'll get back to you on that. I don't know, but I would like to find out myself now that you mentioned it. I've been looking into different topics, but this is a good topic. Or, that is a great question. Here's a search engine that actually gives you true answers, and then tell them one of the ones that, is not cabal, that will actually give them a fair sprinkling of the real answers that they're seeking. So now you're teaching them how to go and do some of the research themselves, instead of just replacing the nightly news with your information. They still aren't learning anything, and they're still trapped in the cabal systems. And we don't want the cabals. Goodbye, good riddance. Don't let the door hit you on your way out. Spend time with Papa via Holy Spirit. Be thankful, be grateful, be loving, and listen. Remember, 2 ears, 1 mouth. We listen 2 times more than we speak. Even when we're guiding people, better to ask questions and listen to their answers. You have to let them answer. And then you don't have to let them get away with lies. Say, I used to think that too. They tricked all of us. But here's something that you might think about that I have found to be true. Rather than just, verbally assaulting them or piling on 100 facts when they just had one question. Share ideas with other patriots, seekers of truth, truthers, warriors of the light, whichever one or ones you are. Organize get-togethers, even, can be virtually or in small groups. Even small groups can make huge changes. Challenge the established cabal system. It's like one big fat evil system, but there's many systems feeding into it. So challenge them. And that ties in with the next one. Make cabal free decisions and choices. Make deep state free choices. Make evil system free choices. In other words, you decide decisions and choices. You decide not to put all your energy, i.e. your money, into the bankster system. You decide not to, and I'm going to have other ways that you can follow through on this, but not to partake in the evil systems any longer. And we've got lots of information coming up that will help you to figure out how to do that. Keep researching. Don't give up just because someone told you that was a stupid idea. At least you had an idea. At least you're looking for the truth. I have found this to be very true. The people who attack you the most have done the least work. Research is time-consuming. It's uncomfortable, challenging what you already agreed to believe, right? It's very easy. It's much easier, let's put it this way, it's much easier to trick somebody or fool somebody or lie to somebody than it is to convince them that they've been tricked, fooled, or lied. So keep researching, keep questioning all we were told. Personally, I don't think it's all been lies, but it's 90 to 95%, okay? take back God's symbols. Okay? The evil liars and the minions and the cabal, they've been taking God's numbers, words, symbols, twisting them. For so long, we think what they say about them is true. 13 is not an unlucky number. They know it's a powerful God number. It's the amount of lunar cycles. It's the natural rhythm of a year. It's Jesus and his disciples. It's many other things. It's, it's that power that's been twisted. And take back the words. So we're taking back the symbols, we're taking back the words, because when you get right down to it, letters are symbols. They are in the alphabet for a very particular reason. They do have power. Words have power. Names have power. Your name has power. They know it. That's why they repeat a lot of stuff 2 times or 3 times. Witches and stuff do this. They'll go around in a circle 3 times. But a circle means forever. It means eternity. So they can take what's a good symbol and use it as a wicked evil symbol. But they'll go like counterclockwise. They'll go against the natural rhythm. Know the true meaning of words and their origins. Okay? Start using them correctly. It's important. They've twisted the power of the words by redefining every just a few years. You must have noticed, like every 10 years, all these words are supposed to be different and have meanings that are different. No, words mean things. Words mean what they mean. Yes, in English especially, but in a lot of languages, a word can have more than one meaning. But they've spun it into opposites. See, the liar likes the cracked mirror or the upside down, the twisted upside downness of God's law, and then they twist it, and that's how there's a part of truth in it. So they're great at being tricksters. Their leader is the Lord of the liars, the Lord of the tricksters. And he's been at it for 6,000 years that we know about. Be encouraging and uplifting. So as you're taking this power back, that's God's power to give, and he grants it to us, okay? You're not doing like incantations and repeating phrases and sayings over and over again. That's not of God, okay? God's not deaf. Demons aren't either, by the way. You don't have to scream to get a demon out. You just need to mention Jesus, and they flee. Most of the time, they have not taken over a person anyway. They just influence them, like a whisper in the ear kind of thing, or an evil thought. But be encouraging and uplifting. It's so important, and it makes such a big difference. You don't want to be tearing down. You want to be uplifting. Be the tide that lifts all the boats. The truth is like the tide that lifts all the boats. God is like the tide that lifts all the boats. Honesty is like the tide that lifts all the boats. And a seed planted is also like that, because you plant a little acorn and it can come up and be one of the biggest trees, strongest trees, longest living trees with so much food. I mean, acorns are food. Tribes in North America that lived around where the oaks grew, almost all of them used it for food, if not all of them. They knew it was food. Why? Because they watched the squirrels and other things eating them. and you try it. And you try it and you go, ooh, it's bitter. Well, we'll throw some in the water. And the water of a rushing stream will pull the tannins out of the acorns, and then they'd crush them up, they'd dry them, crush them up, make bread with it. It was very important food to get through the winter. Of course, most of the acorns are falling off in the fall, so you're harvesting them, always leaving it plenty. You're not gonna make any squirrels starve to death. There's millions and millions and millions, who knows, billions, that just rot every year. Because the squirrels hide them, and they hide so many they forget where they are. So they don't mind sharing. This is good to know, that we can harvest food all around us. So yeah, leads to the next one. Well, being encouraging and uplifting, so important. Start growing some of our own food, and I'll put in with that learning more about harvesting from the wilderness. Most of our ancestors, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, they knew how to harvest in the wilderness. Not everybody. There was a few cities and stuff where people might not have known that. But in this country, especially in these United States of America, our ancestors, think about, especially the colonists, the settlers, they had to get food everywhere they could find it. And a lot of them were on very good terms with the tribes, and they traded and they taught each other all kinds of different things. So they would have shown them how they processed acorns, or how they found cattail roots, or all this stuff that's really important food stuff to get through the winter. So start growing some of our own food. Now, you can do that do a little vegetable garden in your backyard. You can, if you are renting an apartment, make sure you get permission from your landlord first. But a lot of times there's flower beds, you could stick some vegetables in with those. Also, if you have a little deck, you can put tomatoes in pots, peppers in pots, cucumbers in pots. A lot of vegetables will grow that way. And herbs, and some of the healing herbs, grow really well, even on a windowsill. I've grown chives, basil, oregano, just all kinds of stuff. Peppers, hot peppers, cayenne, green peppers, tomatoes in pots. Besides what I've grown in backyards and stuff. Flowers, yeah, you can, yeah, of course, grow some beautiful flowers, but some flowers are also herbs. So you need to do a little research, find out which of them, like chamomile, beautiful flower. It's been used for centuries. It's a natural relaxing, like a nerve tonic almost. It helps you sleep well. Start cooking more. Restaurants don't necessarily have your health in mind when they're preparing meals. And if you cook at home, you start saving money really fast, and you can control like how much sugar's going into stuff, how much butter you're using, which is great, but you don't want to use it like a ton of it and everything. And last but not least, read labels in the stores. Read the labels in the store. Don't read the label once you get at home. Read the label in the store. And these days you can even go online and see what ingredients are in food. If you have a question about something that you want to try new, or something you've heard people talking about, you can go on. It's easy to find the ingredients list. Most of them are listed, either the company that makes them, or even watchdog groups that are trying to help people learn more about wise food choices and that sort of thing. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for watching. I guess I will remind you again, if you would, click the like button. I appreciate you watching. Subscribe, do the little notification bell if it's YouTube. And I am also on BitChute, Rumble, just in case I get disappeared. I hope you found some value in that information. There's some good stuff there. I know it was kind of quick, but it's to get you thinking about it, to get us all thinking about it, ways we can share. This is how we protect the freedom of speech. This is how we reach out to each other and strengthen the Constitution, which the main goal is to protect our rights, which are granted by God, not by politicians. Okay, so check out that link, those 2 links down below. And if you click more, you'll get a drop box. In the description box will drop down and you'll get a lot of other information, like I have poems that I'll sign for you. I make these bookmarks that are really fun, and for a small donation, I'll send you a bookmark or a copy of a poem signed, made out to whoever you want. So that's all good stuff. You can see my health coach business, which I've been in for over 10 years, helping folks with their weight goals and getting extra energy and just their overall wellness programs and that sort of stuff. So thanks for watching. I'm Andrew. Just remember, you are well loved. God loves you. We need to keep encouraging each other and reaching out. And I love you. See you and have a great day. And I will talk again with you soon. Yay, freedom!